Well, in January 2009, a major event happened involving an airplane flying very low into New York City, just skirting buildings and having what they call a miracle forced landing in the Hudson River, captained by Sully Sullenberger, and he became an instant hero, saving 155 lives aboard that US Airways passenger jet. It was quite a remarkable thing, and now a movie has finally been made all these years later of that event that we all think we know. Everyone thinks we know what happened. It was so thoroughly reported at the time, and I am so thankful to Clint Eastwood for making a film, a story that I only thought I knew. And I think a lot of people think they know it, but you really don't.
This is the captain. Brace for impact.
This movie is a fascinating look at the constant conflict between man and the emerging technologies of this age. And this is really the story of how our heroes, our true American heroes, are still people that we put our trust in. They are there in the cockpit. We get on a plane and we trust that they will get us to where we are going. And that is the faith that I have in people like Sully Sullenberger. And this movie demonstrates that. It demonstrates that a man who, after all this happened, after he was on all the talk shows, after all the interviews that he did where they talked about how he did this and how he pulled this off and with no one dying, an extraordinary feat. After all of that, it was investigated, and his whole career, his whole planned retirement and pension and everything was up for grabs in a battle and an investigation by the National Transportation and Safety Board.
Our job is to investigate how a plane ended up in the Hudson River.
On the Hudson.
It's not a crash. It was a forced water landing.
Simulations showed that you could make it back to the airport.
Not possible. I felt it go.
He must have testified about 9 or 10 times. He and his co-pilot, Jeffrey, here played by Aaron Eckhart. Now, Sully is played by Tom Hanks and really is wonderful, underplaying it again. It's a performance of great dignity. He doesn't shout to the skies here. He doesn't overdo anything. This is just like he did this in Bridge of Spies, my favorite movie of last year, and also in Captain Phillips. Once again, playing a true American hero. He's almost this generation's Jimmy Stewart. I'm really impressed with Tom Hanks here.
Aviation engineers are theorizing you had enough energy to make it back to a runway.
Well, engineers are not pilots. They're wrong. No, they weren't there.
It is one of the best performances of his career, and if there isn't some Oscar attention, the actors branch should be ashamed, because he really does deserve it. Laura Linney also deserves a shout out, playing his wife and having a difficult role. She is mostly on the other end of a phone conversation throughout this movie, but she's quite touching here. I thought the whole movie was just fascinating, though, at its core, really being about questioning if the computer knew more than the human pilot in this case in making this decision, because they could have gone straight to LaGuardia, but this movie details what might have happened in fascinating ways. It's a new story, folks. I'm telling you, you only think you know Sully, and I say, go.